All right, so recording has started.
Recording has started. Oh, hello everybody. Welcome to the podcast that has no name because we are not particularly clever. Today's episode, I had some really good alliteration for what it was about, and he wasn't recording, so I don't remember it. I think it was peculiar pickings, um, ludicrous leavings, fumbling fines. I don't think that was one of
Somebody's
them.
fumbling on something.
I definitely am. Well, there was something else. There was something else. It was great, and I thought it was amazing. Um. Ominous something or others. No. Catastrophic capers. Nope, that's something completely different. I think I'm out of adjective boys. Someone save me. I'm here again with Smoothbrain and Valhalla. And we're talking about finding shit.
I find
Care
shit
to
all the
elaborate?
time. I live
I could.
downtown. People shit on the streets all the damn time. It's
Okay. To elaborate, it's more about weird things that we found amongst our like everyday lives. Specifically, this whole conversation started when Kevin sent us a picture of something he had found while landscaping today, and it just kind of brought up the conversation of all the interesting things he's found. I have walked to work for the last 3 or 4 years, and I've also found some really weird things. Plus, just weird things we found out and about, stuff like that. But we'll start with the one who brought this topic to our attentions with his ominous find today. Kevin, regale us with tales of your amazing finds while escaping the land.
Tails, there's not much to really tell. I have a rake, I have a bucket, and there's leaves on the ground. I applied the rake to the ground at a 75-degree angle, and I pull it towards me. And eventually, what happens is you dig underneath the plant enough, and you uncover the things underneath the plant, and then that's usually where hilarity ensues.
Okay, so wait,
Like,
we got to write this down. First step is rake. Second step is leaves. Third step is 75-degree angle.
yeah.
Okay, perfect. It's important.
And so today we found a bottle that said poison on it.
Yes.
Don't know what that was doing in there. Don't want to know why that was there. It's kind of like when I find dirty diapers in the beds. I kind of know why they're there. I also don't want to know why they're there.
I think my favorite thing about the bottle that said poison on it was it wasn't like an industrial bottle that had the poison Wemyss label on it. It
It was
was
literally just labeled
yeah,
poison.
yeah, a red bottle with a sticker that someone had written poison on. Like it's an assassin on his first day. Okay, this one is the food coloring. This one is the poison. This one's for my cousin's birthday. This one's for his dad.
this one's the poison. The poison for Cusco. The poison used to kill Cusco.
Cusco's poison. No, but then you unfolded the poison and actually said positive ignition system for making you a healthy body.
Llama.
Yeah, llama. Yeah, that's what poison unfolded into a picture of a llama. But not a skull unfolding into a picture of the llama like in that. No, the word poison unfurled itself into a llama.
Damn right.
Yeah. All right, Kevin. What else have you found while exploring?
Okay, let's see. So I found pretty much anything house related, so like monitors, TVs, computers, clothing, bedding, uh, in general, just boxes full of miscellaneous garbage. The
Yeah.
occasional body here and there. I've also
Elaborate on
found
the bodies, please.
so they were still breathing, so they weren't like a dead body, but it was just
Okay, fair.
someone either completely comatose through copious amounts of illicit,
Illicit substances.
yeah, or they were just some homeless person sleeping in there, in which case they would get very angry that I woke them up. Um,
If you didn't see them when you stuck the weed whacker in first, I feel like they'd be more angry.
well, thankfully, like there was one where it was just like shrubs everywhere. It was like these big giant. No, they weren't shrubs. They're like some weird ass plant. I don't know what the hell they were. I'm like the world's worst landscaper. But there was this big giant plant with a bunch of leaves everywhere, and you can kind of crawl underneath it, and so you'd be warm and also hidden out of sight. But I was going through there
Utopia.
raking stuff up. Once again, I don't know.
I don't
I'll
either.
bet-
It's just a word that sounds like something that
I'll
might be
I'll
correct.
I'll take a picture of it the next time and I'll send it to you. Uh,
Okay, good.
like I'm just breaking up. All since like it's like something hard I'm hitting. What the hell? I look, there's a boot, and I'm like, oh, okay, just a random boot. I go to like, okay, well, it's just garbage. I go to like take it. I'm like, that's really heavy. I look, there's a whole person attached to it. I was like, oh, okay, neat. I'm just gonna walk away now.
I like that you picked up the boot before realizing there was a leg.
It really,
Yeah.
it's he like, okay, it's as if someone decided to go underneath a porch and leave just their feet sticking out. So all you
Yeah.
see is the boot.
No, yeah, I totally get it.
That's fair. It's just the image of my head of just like there's a person lying there. You walk up, and, oh look, a boot.
I mean, when I was driving in Newton with my dad, we were going to the KFC, and there was a guy passed out, drunk on the sidewalk, and another homeless guy was stealing his boot.
Fantastic.
Yep.
Human society at its best.
I mean, we pulled over and yelled at him to leave, and eventually he did. And the drunk guy woke up, and he's like, "What's going on, guys? What's with all the noise? Dude, that guy was stealing your boot." And he's like, "Really? I know that guy. It's fine."
Wow.
Wow.
I think the most oddball thing I found was like full-on porcelain toilets just hanging out in the beds. Just like,
gross.
I mean, some people use toilets as like flower type pots and things. It's super weird, but I've seen it done.
no, this was straight up like someone took this toilet out, put in a new one, and then just dumped it behind the shrubs because they didn't want to deal with it anymore. So I roll up to it, and I had to do a double take, going like, okay, wait, hold on, that's a toilet. What the hell's that doing in? So I call my boss up and go, hey, there's some toilets in the bed. What the hell should I do with them? He goes, does he have a dumpster? Yeah, put him in the dumpster. You sure? Yeah, just put it in the dumpster. Okay, cool. So now I have to go inside the store. I have to ask them for one of those dollies. Get the dolly. Pull the toilet on the dolly. The guy's looking at me like I'm on drugs. Going, where the hell did that come from? I went from your bed. Sees me deadlifting into the toilet. That was my Monday morning. That's how I started my week. Deadlifting fucking toilets.
I'm not seeing a problem here.
I am. The other guy didn't bring gloves, so I was like, I'm going to be a nice guy and lift them up because I'm the one wearing the gloves.
Yeah.
Too nice.
Ooh. So far, there's only one thing I've ever found.
Yeah.
That was a body.
Yeah.
I was
Living?
Questionable. I was biking to summer school because I flunked grade 11 social studies. And I'm like, there's someone lying in the grass there. Okay, I shouldn't think too much about it. They really weren't moving. So I stop and I look at them. They're not moving. Doesn't look like they're breathing. I'm like, huh. I'm just gonna call the ambulance and let them deal with it. Call the ambulance and okay, we're on the way. I'm like, great, I gotta go to summer school. Bye. Hung up and just went to school. When I came back, the body was gone.
I have had very similar things many times. I used to work nights for about 10 years because I'm really dumb. And the number of times I had been driving home and see someone like face down on the sidewalk, it's not great. I remember one time, it was like the first time it happened when I was alone. Because the other times my dad was like picking me up and then we saw a guy, he was just drunk. This guy was also just drunk, but I didn't realize that at first. So I pulled over and he wasn't responding when I called at him. So I called 911 and they're like, hey, what's your emergency? There's a guy on the sidewalk and he ain't responding or moving. Is he breathing? And I'm like, I didn't actually check. I'm going to go check. Because I'm like, it didn't even occur to me, like, you should probably check to see if he's breathing, dude. Get out. He is breathing barely, but like, then suddenly he starts to snore. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I shake him, still doesn't get up. Shake him for about, 3 or 4 minutes. He finally stumbles up and starts walking away. The ambulance picks him up. He was just really, really drunk. But
Oof.
It was one of those things that's like, well, did you check if he's breathing? Oh, I should do that right now.
Is it plugged in?
Yeah, is he? Did you try turning him off and on again? That has definitely happened a few times. These days, when I drive through some of the more undesirable parts of our city, I have seen people lying on the side, and it's like, okay, you have to kind of study their posture to see if they're dead or if they're sleeping. It's like, all right, are they splayed out with their stuff falling all over the place? No, their stuff is under their head and their hands are pillowed. They're probably okay. Are they lying face down on their face? Might be dead.
So, Kevin, what other magical things have you found?
I don't know if I would consider it magical, but I'm pretty sure I stumbled across some satanic shit one time.
Oh, right. I think you showed me pictures of this.
So you're aware of the hockey stick, right?
No,
hockey
he's a
stick?
Canadian. He's never heard of a hockey
I've
stick.
never heard of one.
No, I'm just making sure. Just making
I
sure.
don't have
So-
one. It's on the other side of my room.
I
Okay.
think that you have insulted his Canadian honor, and he's gonna have to like. have
Okay,
him
okay,
stop
just-
you.
This is more for our American audience. Yeah,
Yeah.
them. So you know the when I refer to the blade of the hockey stick, that's the part you hit the puck with, right?
Yeah.
I always assumed
So-
we poked it like a pool cue.
So yeah, thanks, you facetious bastard. So there's the two-piece hockey stick, right? So you can change the blade of your stick if you want one to be more curved or straighter or whatever. So someone took the blade of the hockey stick out and then re-equipped it with an actual blade. So there was an yeah. So there I found that at one of the sites. I was like, that's a little freaky. Later on that day, we discovered a reed, and it was filled with dead maggots and other unpleasant things. Okay, that's a little freaky. But whatever. Didn't think too much about it. Was like, okay, that's really weird, but whatever. About a month later, I'm talking to one of the guys that lives on the property and then also does like maintenance on the place. Like he keeps the place clean. And he says he found a dead cat in the shrubs, the same area where we found the hockey stick and the reed full of maggots. There was a dead cat just like hanging out, it like stuffed inside one of the bushes. And there's a little area that you can actually walk into, and it's completely blocked off everywhere. Like it's perfect for just like sitting down and doing whatever, and you're like covered by a huge tree, and no one can see you. And I was like, oh man, someone sacrificed the cat. Someone was doing some funky shit they weren't supposed to be doing here.
Mm-hmm. See, if you had just found like a hockey stick with an knife on the end, I wouldn't lie. That's something I would have done in high school and elementary school. But
And
it's all
yesterday,
the extra. Look, you don't need to call me out. It's all the extra things that are just like oof.
It was just
he's like,
it's just bizarre.
maggots in a wreath. That's my Thursday afternoon, but killing cats is where I draw the line.
I would not kill cats. Dogs, on
cats
the
are
other
awesome.
hand.
Oh, whoa. Why do you always ruin everything?
It's almost like it's a tactical move.
Tactical nuke inbound. So one of the weirdest things I ever found walking home was when I was walking home in the middle of a large city, by the way. This isn't like in the middle of the country or anything. And behind a bus stop, I found the head off of an antique pickaxe. Just the like large like hand draw iron part. Just kind of
Damn.
sitting there. It had been half sawed through. But I guess my guess is that someone had stolen it from the pawn shop nearby and had been trying to cut it up so that they could like salvage the metal off of it, but gave up when it was too tough to get through. But I'm not sure. I don't know for sure.
It's cool.
Yeah, I also have a drawer full of stuff I found walking home. Like I found a turtle. I found not a toy turtle. I should specify, not a live turtle. A car from Cars. Half of Hans from Frozen.
Half.
Half.
Someone-
The top half.
Someone did. Oh, the bottom half was taken, was it?
The bottom half was gone.
They took the good half.
Yeah.
Sure.
See, I wish there was cool shit on my walk home. On my walk home, I just need to be careful of not looking down any of the side streets so I don't have to look at any people bumming.
Oh, I found a harmonica that was in pieces. I brought it home and Caleb took all the pieces apart, bent them back into shape, and then put it back together, and it works. We did soak it in peroxide for about 3 days before we blew on it, but it was interesting because it looked like it had been run over or something because it was in so many pieces. But yeah, it went back together and it worked. It was pretty cool.
That's cool.
Yeah, pretty neat. I found a lot of rocks, as you have seen in the video that nobody watched on my channel.
I watched
rocks.
Yeah,
Rocks. You have a rock collection?
I do. Did you not see it?
I did not.
I put up a video about it.
Well, okay, YouTube did the YouTube thing. It didn't tell me that you uploaded a rock video.
Well, I called it Disappointed Dragon's Crystal Hoard.
Oh, I never mind. I did watch this, or at least the first like couple minutes of it.
There's some pretty nice rocks in there, man. I'm very impressed with that rock collection.
He really likes his rocks. He used to sleep on his rocks.
I did, but that's because I'm part dragon.
And now he has back problems.
Well, I didn't sleep directly on the rocks.
I don't believe that. I believe you slept right on your pile of rocks.
Okay, so just because my name on YouTube is Disappointed Dragon, I'm not actually a dragon. I didn't like curl up over a mound of gems every night.
I didn't think you curled up. I thought you just like flopped over it.
No, it was in a drawer under my bed. Like a true dragon. Who cares about his posture a little bit, but not very much. My brother is definitely the scrounge in the family, though. He has found far more things than I have. When we were up in Burns Lake, which is where we go camping in the summer, he went. Well, he didn't even go snorkeling. He just dove into the freaking lake and came up with an antique like cap gun. They just randomly found in the water.
Sick. I find something.
I mean, he was super excited. He still has it. It's super weird as well. I've watched a lot of those guys on the YouTubes who do the whole like metal detecting underwater.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually really cool when you think about it. Like,
what was the coolest thing that they found?
Oh, the guy in the States finds freaking guns all the time. Like, every second episode, he's like, "Hey, look, I found a gun."
I'm assuming they're like damaged beyond repair, though.
No. Some of them are not, and every time he finds a firearm, he does call the police to come get it. But this is the weird thing about the States, because there has been like in one of the episodes, the guy was just like, "Oh, this gun's not reported stolen or anything. You can just keep it." Just gave it to him.
Damn.
USA.
Yeah, and this was one that was like in working order too. So I was kind of like, "Wait, what?"
You're just going to give that to him?
Yeah, no, it was crazy. Like, I mean, I get it in a way, but like, wouldn't you need a gun license? Am I crazy?
I don't think you need a license.
I don't know. I have no reference because I've never lived there. But yeah, found a lot of guns. They found a lot of like knives and things as well. Lots of fishing lures. One of the episodes was really interesting. There was like how people do stupid TikToks.
Yeah.
This one lady pulled off her double engagement and wedding ring and threw them into a lake in her TikTok because she'd found out her husband was cheating on her. The rings were like worth about $20,000 or something ridiculous like that.
Someone just went there and picked them up?
No, he called her up and he was like, "Do you actually care if I go and try to find these rings with my metal detector?" And she's like, "No, he paid for them. I literally don't care what happens to them." So he went down and he found one of them. He couldn't find both, but he did find one of them.
Amazing.
That's a good chunk of change.
It was actually really hilarious because he's like, "All right, we freeze framed the video and we have gone all the way down this lake to see if we can match up the horizon with the TikTok to see if we can figure out where it landed."
Gee.
He was there for like 9 hours, but he did eventually find it.
That is definitely cool. Speaking of cool,
yeah,
Kevin, cool things you found.
Cool things? I haven't really found any cool things. I've had a scary encounter with something when I was cleaning a place.
Scary
I-
as in concerning, or scary as in my soul?
Kind of both. I got a new site in Wally, so I think you guys might already see where this is going.
No,
And
of course
there was this area that we could not push the mowers through. The grass was just way the hell too long.
Oh yeah.
So I just get my weed eater out. I just start weed eating, and then I hit something, and there's an explosion of just stuff.
Oh no.
So I like immediately like stop weed eating, take cover from what I just pretty much set off a bomb.
Yeah.
And so I'm looking over, doing myself a little check over. No cuts, no nothing. No like bruises or anything. And I look, and I hit a pile which must have been like 20 to 30 needles.
Yeah, you're very lucky.
There was just a pile of that, and I just nailed it with the weed eater, and it just went. It shattered at least 10 of them. And
So
it
let's
just
say right
exploded.
now the only reason you were safe is because there was more than one. If there had been one, Murphy would have stabbed you.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Like
But
my sister, when she was taking out the garbage at the London Drugs in Wally, she got stabbed by something, and there was a syringe in there, but she didn't know what she'd been stabbed by. She got tested and everything. She was fine. But of course, the one time there's a needle in the garbage is the time she gets cut while she's taking it out.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it was just like it happened, and immediate just fear of like just like the thing is like I didn't know it was needles until after I looked. It was like I hit something, and I first was like, oh, like maybe I hit glass. Like maybe there was just like a bunch of like there was like a mirror or something, and then I hit whatever. And I look, I was like, oh no, it was someone's been like doing their thing here, and then they just have their own little collection of used needles.
Yeah.
Hmm.
One of the most interesting things that my brother ever found behind our house back, well, I guess it's my parents' house. There was, you know how you're talking about a box where people just like dump their stuff. Like we used to have a thing in Surrey that hasn't existed for a long time, but I guess you guys remember spring cleaning.
Yes.
Nope.
Yeah, back when people used to do is they would take all the stuff that they didn't want, and there was a set period of time where they could put it all out on the side of the road, and they'd come by and pick it up. But when they put it out, it was generally understood that anyone could go around and pick up whatever they wanted, because this is stuff that they don't want. The city's going to pick it up. Anyone who wants to scrounge it can. It was great when you were a kid because you would go around and you would find so many golf clubs and lawnmowers and garbage. I think at one point my golf bag had about 7 3-irons, but that's beside the point. Uh,
Your mom must have loved that.
yes, she really did, which is why we put it in my dad's shop. But they got rid of that, I guess because of how much garbage was put out, and it was too costly for the city. They got rid of it. But then people would still just leave up boxes of garbage, as evidenced by Kevin discovering it all the time. And in fact, when I did nights at Riverview, people used to come in and dump their garbage in the woods when they thought no one would ever find it. But of course, people would always find it because it's a road that's driven every day, but that's not the point. But long story short, I've been really talking a long time to get to the point of this story. In the alleyway behind our house, someone had left a cardboard box full of garbage. So Caleb went out back, and he's like, oh, being the scrounge that he is, he opened the box and found an N64 cartridge that was broken in half. It was a golden cartridge, and we're like, huh, well, there's only 2 games that have a golden cartridge. It's either Majora's Mask or I think the special edition of Perfect Dark. So he went to the store, and I might be mixing stories, but I think he did fix the cartridge. I can't remember if this is the one where he went to the store and bought cheap NHL N64 games and just took the case off of that and stuck the chip back inside. I know he did that with one of the ones he found, but
That's
yeah.
what he did with the gold one, yeah.
Yeah, we stuck it in. It worked just fine. A free copy of Majora's Mask just in someone's garbage. That's pretty cool. There's also the time I'm pretty sure he helped rob a place, but that's not the point.
Oh, yep. Let's move on from that one real quick.
No, 100% he didn't. What happened was he was walking home, and there was one of those companies that helps clean out like the apartment after someone has defaulted on their rent. The homeowner was there, and she was actually arguing with the company, the owner, and she said that you were supposed to be out of here by now, blah blah blah. That they were arguing over like she didn't want to pay for something. I can't remember exactly what it was. He'd have to tell you the story, but he was walking by, and the guy's like, "Okay, well, we have to be out of here really quick then, because she's not going to pay us any longer. Hey, kid, if you help us load up this last truck, we'll pay you like for the hour or whatever." And then he helped them. They didn't pay him because, why would they? But they were like, well, I mean, if you want any of the stuff that we're dragging to the dump, you can take whatever you want. And they were throwing out about 25 N64 cartridges. So he's just like, I'll take these. And then when he came home, he's like, yeah, there was also like 4 Nintendos back there, a bunch of Nintendo games, but my backpack was only so big. I was like, wait. You let them throw those out? Yeah, but I can only carry so much. No. You make room. You stack them on your head. Why would you let them throw out classic NESs?
Are you kidding me? I'd be like, wait, where's the Safeway bags?
Yeah, pretty much.
Everyone has Safeway bags.
Yeah, pretty
Or at least
much,
everyone
man.
used to.
No, but I used to bug him about it all the time. I was like, oh, dude, you totally robbed the place. He's like, the owner was there. I'm like, yeah, but if she wasn't, though. Just, hey, kid, you want to help us empty this house out? Yeah, sure, why not?
Yeah. Yeah, if someone had said that to me at any point in my life, I would have laughed, said fuck off, and left.
No, but Caleb has also helped with the clearing out of someone's house after someone had died there. Just randomly, because we knew the owner of the house, and Caleb was free at the time. So he's definitely also emptied out hoarder houses, and he found some pretty cool stuff in there, too. Like, my brother has found some pretty crazy stuff, yeah.
Because I helped clear out that house.
Did you?
Yeah.
I heard
the fishing rod.
Yeah. I do remember when my grandfather was thinking about buying a house in Cache Creek. I guess he actually did buy it. He bought a house in Cache Creek. I don't remember why. I can't remember if he was planning on living there or if he was planning on renting it out as like a money-making scheme, which did not work at all because holy crap, I can't talk. Cache Creek real estate is worth literally nothing. But when we cleaned out the house, we found a toy. Do you know like a blood pressure cuff has that tube with a squeeze bottle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It had one of those, and if you squeezed it, what the doll did was pull its pants down and moon you.
Great.
I was just in the basement. I don't know why, but it was kind of cool.
Why would you leave that behind? That's got to be like a family treasure.
I'm pretty sure my grandmother and my mom thought it was super lewd, and they just threw it away.
Oh.
Lame.
I mean, yeah. We were pretty young at the time. That was also when we discovered the cactuses in Cache Creek, so it was a bad summer.
What did you do with the cactuses?
They got injected into our legs.
They're little.
I don't know if you've ever been to Cache Creek, Kevin.
I've driven past there.
If you actually go and walk out there, you will find that they're cactuses. They're like little tiny like green balls with like sewing needle length needles on them.
They stick in and then
yes.
try and get them off without sticking them somewhere else.
The worst part is that they're so thin that you barely feel it. It feels almost like dry grass is scratching your leg. And then you look down and you see that you've been impaled. And of course, we were like, I was probably less than 13. So I like panicked. It's like, I've been impaled.
Man down.
You
I'm
panic?
gonna die.
Never.
I mean, let's not talk about the time we broke down in the middle of the valley, and my dad had a flat tire, and some like random hick showed up in a large truck and was like, "I'll take you to my junkyard. I probably have a spare tire." And then he was gone for 3 hours, and I was sure he'd been murdered and we were gonna die. I was certain that we were going to die. Like, I have never been so sure of anything in my life.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
I shouldn't laugh, but damn, that's funny.
Yeah.
It wasn't funny.
At the time, looking back on it, pretty funny.
I didn't find it funny.
Yeah, at the time.
Nate
no, I had a heart attack
to this day.
I remember how upset I was, man.
He never moved on.
Clearly.
Oh.
Dude, it was awful. I have never felt so sure my dad was dead in my life. And then he came back, and it turns out the guy was a super nice guy, and he in fact did have a tire that he gave to him for free, and the reason it had taken them so long was he didn't have a way to take the tire off of the rim. So him and a whole bunch of his friends came over, stuck a 2x4 into the tire, and started jumping on it to separate the tire from the rim.
God.
You know what? This seems perfectly in line with some of the backyard engineering I've seen and partaken in with your family.
Surprisingly, though, like, we've broken down many times on that drive, and the amount of people who help you, it is actually kind of great. Because it restores a little bit of your faith in humanity, you know? Like, not all of it, but some of it.
A decent portion.
Yeah, you realize that not everyone is actually the worst kind of person. Because I know that I remember when we ran out of coolant, or no, I guess it was antifreeze in the car, and the engine stopped working, so we had to pull over. And I remember sitting in the person's house playing with their kids' Lego when I was like 9, while they helped us put some antifreeze in the car. You know, stuff like that. It was great.
Yeah,
Of course, there was also the time that the guy in the semi-truck tried to run us off the road in the middle of the canyon, but that's beside the point.
there are bastards out there, that's for sure.
Yeah. We're kind of off topic of finding now, though.
Yeah.
Finding faith in humanity. There you go, on topic.
But to get back on topic, Kevin, you got any more goodies to share?
Any more goodies?
I mean, you could also tell us about cool things that you found that aren't, like, while working.
Hey?
Special request has confused the system.
Yeah, Kevin EXE has stopped working.
You need
I was
to
thinking,
realize
like-
that when he's not working, he's at home. There is no finding thing.
Well, I don't know about you guys, but I used to go to thrift stores all the time to look for finds. That still
Nope.
counts. No,
I-
just me.
I would go there when I went with you guys, and that is it.
Oh, I found some really cool stuff.
Yeah, for the most part, I am hermit mode. I do not leave my room if I'm not working because the outside world, it kind of sucks. So yeah,
Yeah,
Rude.
it sucks a lot.
Oh, man, I found a
Yeah,
lot of
in a
cool
fun
things
way.
in my life.
I enjoy the hermit life.
You found some cool Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
Okay, that's online. That hardly is the same.
One day you discovered cyber dragons. You found them, and they found you.
I found those back in 2014 when the structure decks came out.
Pretty damn good.
I'm like
Things
looking around
considered.
my room right now, looking at all the things I've found in my life, and it brings me joy. Like that chaff. That's cool.
Yeah.
It's basically a giant bullet.
Oh, actually, that does remind me of. I found some fat bullet casings at one of the sites I was at.
Concerning. We find them all the time camping, but that's slightly more understandable.
No, this was like the parking lot of an A&W.
Yeah.
Oh,
Just looking down, it was like these fat. I have no idea what type of bullet they came from, but they were fat casings. They were big, chunky
Shotgun,
boys.
Probably deer buckshot or birdshot.
Like I'm really hoping that these just fell out of someone's like vehicle and someone wasn't going blah blah
Well-
with these things.
Were they like red plastic with a metal end?
No, they were like gold.
Like how big?
Uh,
Size of a toonie, size of a dime. Canadian money for those of you who aren't from Canada.
width wise, like the circumference, the
Yeah.
overall shape. Yeah, I would say loony.
Loony? Yeah, that is pretty big.
Maybe
Could
a
be-
little
could
bit,
be
maybe a
pretty
little
cool.
bit smaller than a loony, but it was big.
Yeah, I don't know enough about firearms to tell you, but the only ones I actually recognize are the ones that we used to find camping a lot.
Yeah,
People
camping
are-
makes a little bit more sense. Like
Yeah,
that's in
yeah.
the wild, that's whatever. This is like inside of a city.
Yeah, that's not great.
Are they hunting the most dangerous game of all?
Aardvarks?
Man.
It's not dangerous.
Don't ask any other species that question.
That doesn't count.
I think it kind of does. We're kind of the most invasive species on the planet.
You could ask our species if that counts, and it does.
No, it doesn't.
There are more human murderers than murderers of any other species.
Impossible.
Since to be a murderer, you must be human.
I was trying to think of some other things that I found. I mean, I remember when I went to the island with my aunt and uncle, and they took me for a hike out in the middle of like Vancouver Island. We were driving down a forested path, and like 30 minutes out, like 30 minutes into the wilderness, we found a car upside down with everything shattered and all of the stuff spread around it. We
Yeah,
found that really weird because there was like the weird thing was that the road was too small for them to have flipped, so we have no idea how it could have happened.
sometimes
People are
cars
amazing.
just find out, on their backs out of nowhere, or I guess on their roofs out of
Well,
nowhere.
there was someone's ID like on the ground next to like a purse by the car. So like we did turn it in and we told the police where we'd found it and stuff, and but it was
So-
it was weird.
We've all seen one way that can happen.
Have we?
Remember, I posted a thing where a tire was going through the road, an SUV basically runs over the tire and it flips the SUV into the air, causing it to flip over and slide down the freeway.
Yeah, but in that video they were going at speed.
Yeah.
In this road was small. It was a thin dirt road and it was very wavy. There was no way they could have had that much speed that if they ran over something, they would flip and land up still in the middle of the road. Like it's legitimately strange. We had no idea how it could have happened.
That was me at work one day when my coworker started screaming at me about a vehicle beside me. I didn't know what he was screaming at. I have headphones in and I've got the weed eater going. And I finally look behind me and there's a car maybe 10 feet away from me on its roof.
That's concerning.
It wasn't there before, and then it was there. Didn't hear it, didn't feel it. I don't know how I didn't. I feel like I would have felt it like landing on its roof. But there I was, completely oblivious to how close I was to death.
You were fine.
Yeah,
And nothing will
it's
ever beat the
crazy.
time I was in the RV with my grandfather and he fell asleep behind the wheel. That was a good time.
Oh boy.
The whole RV started
Grandparents
tipping
suck.
over. He started tipping over on its side. Apparently, my parents behind were watching in horror as they just see the right wheels now airborne.
Ugh.
I mean, that does sound like when we were driving behind my dad in the winter during a snowstorm. And the first thing, all we see is white, and then materializing less than a foot in front of his front bumper is my dad's back bumper.
Wait,
We were able to
what?
slow down and not hit him. But then my dad careened off the road at 90 kilometers an hour into a snowbank.
90 kilometers?
Yeah, about.
That is hella fast.
Yeah, conveniently, the snow was very fresh and very dry. So they just skidded through the snow and there was like no damage at all somehow.
You just had to back it up, I guess.
No, it was stuck.
Dig his
It was,
way out.
we had to get a tow truck. Very stuck.
Yeah, I would
But
imagine at 90 kilometers.
we were kind of thinking that they might be dead. So
Yeah, that'd be
When
a very
me-
stressful day.
when me and my brother pulled over and they were fine, we were very thankful. Because that was
Yeah.
not what we were expecting to happen.
Oh yeah.
We were
Oh.
definitely not expecting everyone to be fine. We were very much sure that people were going to be injured. And the vehicle wasn't even damaged. Like, the most damage the vehicle had was one of the headlights was smashed. One.
Oh no.
Yeah, that was it.
Seeing as you hit a
Tow truck
wall at 90 kilometers, that's not too bad.
Yeah, no. We did stop at a hotel after that for the night.
Yeah, I'd be done with driving too.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, we still had to drive for another like 2 hours to get to the nearest hotel, but yeah.
Yeah. At the nearest possible. It's like, oh well, this is time
That
for,
is rough. That is super. 2 hours of driving after that, and you just want nothing more than sleep.
Well, conveniently, it took about an hour and 45 to 2 hours for the tow truck to get there, so it's not like we didn't already have a little bit of time to cool down. Plus, it was
That's
like
true.
negative 15.
Ooh, all the cool.
Yeah.
That's too cool.
Agreed.
For school.
Just wait for this winter. I've already had a tornado.
So weird.
Lovely. I've experienced that tornado. I've experienced Mother Nature.
They're expecting this to be a very cold winter, which means probably
Yeah.
a lot of snow.
Yeah, that is a little bit worrying in some ways, but you know.
Guess I'm gonna be without a job coming up. Feels good.
Time to shovel snow.
Oh, please no. That's already on the agenda.
Oh man. Okay, so speaking of not having a job, so I'm switching jobs soon. I do it a lot. It's just my thing. The company I currently work for, not gonna name, is a little bit fucking dumb. I put in my notice like, hey guys, I will be here until December 31st. Then I'm leaving. I'll be here so I'm giving you lots of notice so you can hire someone and I can train them up. And they're like, haha, no, we're not going to hire someone before Christmas. Okay, fine, it's your business. I don't give a fuck. Also, legally, we don't have to pay you for the holiday, so we're not going to. Because you have to work at least one day after the holiday as well as the 90 days before the holiday. Which is like, okay,
wow.
Well, fuck me, I guess. Well, I was trying to be nice, but yeah, okay. Fine, it is what it is. Oh, also, here's our next project that requires entirely new technology. Please set it up before you go. So
what a bunch of douchebags.
They flip me off with one hand, then hand me the keys to their company future with the other. And I'm just like, oh, I wish I was more of an asshole.
I mean, at one of the jobs that I left, they made it very miserable for me, so I quit early and gave them like 2 months notice, and I was like, all right, I'm leaving at the end of this month. I'll be gone. Okay. And then of course it's all the whole, oh yeah, but you're such a nice guy, blah blah blah, all that kind of aggravating shit where they've been horrible to me the whole time. And then it's like, oh, so this is what we're doing in this month. I'm leaving next week. It's now been 2 weeks since I gave you my notice. I told you I was leaving at the end of this month. Oh, you're not staying for the next month? No. This was very clearly said. This is what I'm leaving. Oh, but we haven't hired anyone else. Oh, that sucks.
Good luck.
I love it when you get to hit people with that. It's like when I quit McDonald's. It's like, I remember before, I was like, hey, you know I'm the only person in the lower mainland that knows how to clean your fucking ice cream machine? Yeah, that thing that is notoriously always
it's your
broken.
fault it's always broken because you didn't fix it before you left?
You fucking, these idiots, these knuckle-dragging baboons, rock-chomping mongoloids would have found a way to fuck it up one day after I cleaned it, and they've done this consistently. I just don't understand. In any case, I said, hey, I would like to train a few other people to clean the ice cream machine. So if I get sick, I want to take some time off work, go on a vacation, yada, yada, whatever. There's someone else that can also do it. They said no. Eventually, they sent someone off to get trained. They didn't do hands-on training. It was all PowerPoint. So the guy comes back, he doesn't have a goddamn clue what he's supposed to be doing because it was PowerPoint. Like, you need to actually have the machine there and hands-on training.
Yep.
And so I was like, okay, that's cool. You guys want to always give me French fry shifts for 8 hours, even though I've worked for 6 years. I'm leaving. And so I left. About 8 months later, this other store gives me a call, the one that I also used to work at, said, hey, can we get you to come in and clean our ice cream machine? I was super confused because I quit like 8 months ago. I was kind of an asshole about it. I did it like right in the middle of my shift because they really annoyed the hell out of me. I'm surprised no one said anything. So I'm like, okay, I can come in, but you're gonna have to pay me. Like, well, yeah, obviously we're gonna pay you. I'm like, no, I don't think you understand. Not the minimum wage that you were giving me. And then they were super confused, and I was super confused. And then I finally clued in. I quit. And they go, oh, we didn't realize that you quit. I was like, yeah, I quit. That's why I said, like, if I'm going to be coming in, I'm going to charge you the same that the DSL would charge you. $500 to get me into the front door. They said nope, and they never haven't called me since.
Yeah.
I wonder why.
It's like just the middle of my shift. They just thought they thought they were like, oh yeah, we can get him to do whatever he wants. Like, I don't think you understand. You pay me minimum wage. I can go across the street and work for A&W.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong.
Oh, McDonald's was always shit like that.
Did you
I
work there
quit-
too, Will? Have we all
I-
worked at McDonald's?
I did work at McDonald's and I cleaned our machine, ice cream machine.
So you
I
guys
also-
left because they would always give you fry shifts. That's why you left, right, Kevin?
Well, they just treated me like dirt, refused to give me promotions or raises, and then gave me like 8-hour French fry shifts that were broken up by either doing their Brower shift or by doing ice cream maintenance.
So I worked at the one of the McDonald's that was in the Walmart in the mall, the one that's no longer there anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, with Will's brother, which
That's
is
the one I worked at
hilarious.
as well.
And they would only put me on lobby, so that was it. It's like, okay, go mop the floor, go clean the tables, go clean the trays. I was like, yeah, okay, I can do other things too. No, that's all you get to do. Okay, well, I think I'm done with this. This is my third job after all. I think I can just live with 2.
See, for me, what happened was I was the only one who could clean their fucking ice cream machine. I was going to college at that time, and I was working full-time at 911 to pay for my college. I was, at that point, only coming in to clean their ice cream machine because they had no one else to do it. One day, I was fucking sick as a dog. So I called in, I'm like, hey, I can't come in. I'm super sick, whatever. And the bitch-ass manager reams me out, accusing me of not coming in because I'm just gonna go take the other job at 911 and don't care about the job here and whatever. And she bitched at me. I'm like, fine, then I quit. Ha ha ha. Hangs up on me. I walked my sick ass, like snot running down my face, to the store. Walked up to the counter and said, "Bitch, I quit." Threw my fucking out uniform over the till and walked away, and that was it. That was my end of my time at McDonald's.
You would think that a place like McDonald's would be like, oh, you're sick. Yeah, don't worry about it. Stay at home. Like,
God, no.
you would think, like, I get it that they work with teenagers and they probably deal with this to a varying degree of people like fibbing, but at the same time, it's like, if someone that never calls in sick, chances are they're being legit about it.
I also sounded like shit. I was like, you know, that sick sound. You got the thick voice,
the
completely
congested
stuffed up.
voice, yeah.
Yeah, they can just feel your chest as you're talking.
Yeah, I was like that, and they still pulled this shit, and I was like, oh hell no! I don't have to clean your shit. Fuck off.
It's like when they ask for a doctor's note. It's like, if I'm good enough to go get a doctor's note, I would just come into work.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I remember I've worked at a lot of places with your brother.
Good. Keep working at places with my brother.
I worked at Superstore with your brother as well.
Yeah.
Oh man. They used to require a doctor's note if you were sick for a certain amount of time. I can't remember how long anymore, but it's one of those
Fun
things.
thing I found at McDonald's was, you know those when you go like a soccer game or whatever, they got those giant pitchers, not even pitchers, but containers full of like Gatorade or whatever.
Yeah.
So McDonald's has a orange juice that is meant for those giant containers. Like, you just fill it up with the orange juice and then the water.
That.
And I remember they got like 4 jugs of these things. Just like, it was like 10 liters of just orange syrup. And I went to we put in the shelf, and I was talking to my manager at the time because I was pretty good friends with him, and I was like, "Is this for sale?" He goes, yeah, I guess technically speaking." I was like, "Okay," because I want to buy this. He's like, "Really?" I was like, "Yeah, I mean, are we going to use it? Do we have any purpose for it?" He goes, "No, it's probably going to sit here until it expires." So I ended up buying it for like, I think it was super cheap because I also got my employee discount on it. It was like $10 for like effectively like unlimited orange juice for 2 years. And I ended up going bad because I just had so much of it I couldn't drink it all. But
You know what? I do they even still make that orange juice?
they definitely do. But like within the 6-7 years of me working at McDonald's, I only ever saw it once.
I remember getting it at like school events where we had like a sports day or something, and it would come with those little tiny like wax cups with the M on it, right?
I mean, you could get the wax cups at the Amazon. I literally just got the massive like orange juice syrup jug.
Yeah, I figured.
That's really weird to me because I've only ever gotten the little juggy things that are just like the solo jug for a kid.
This was for like sport events. It was like a specific thing for like a sports event. You know, like, have you ever when you watch sports, Will, you know how like they have those big plastic Gatorade buckets?
Uh,
The thing that they pour on their coach when they win the game.
Yeah, when they win.
yeah. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's McDonald's used to do those,
Oh,
but it was like a McDonald's brand orange sports drink. It was just fake orange juice.
my high school would never have, and my elementary would never have allowed any sort of connection to McDonald's as they were hyped on the fitness train. And at that high school, you weren't allowed anything with Fat Santa. You had to have Buff Santa.
Wait, what do you mean buff Santa? There's no such thing as buff Santa. He's a
Oh,
jolly fat old elf.
there's Buff Santa. Buff Santa is the fitness Santa. And
That's
he's
not
buff.
Santa. That's an imposter.
Yeah, so everything had to be Buff Santa related. And I loved Buff Santa, but at the same point,
Is that a Brahms skin? That's what that looks like.
no idea what you're talking about. Oh,
Mhm.
Kevin posted at the same time as a very funny Santa Claus ripping off his shirt thing. But yeah, so we were only allowed fucking Buff Santa and like healthier things. So teaming up with McDonald's would have been heresy in that school.
Man, when you talk about that orange drink, I can almost taste it.
That's weird.
It's been so long since I had it. Probably actually 20 years. But I can almost taste that acidic orange flavor.
It's got a very McDonald's flavor. Like when you eat, if you were to have like 6 double cheeseburgers side by side, and you were to pick up the McDonald's double cheeseburger, you would know immediately after your first bite that that was from McDonald's.
Yeah,
It's got a very like
I remember
McDonald's
this orange juice
manufactured taste.
being worse. Like it was ridiculously overly sweet, and it had like that acid tang that fake juice used to have back in the day. Like, you remember Sunny D, when you drink a Sunny D and you're like, this is delicious, but it would also taste a little bit like you're drinking battery acid?
I remember loving things like Five Alive and Sunny D, and then trying them about 5 years ago and going, "How the hell did I drink this
Yeah,
sugar
yeah,
water?"
exactly. Yeah. It's like you're
I-
drinking Chernobyl liquid.
I've always despised Sunny D. Like, I love oranges to the point where I ate so many oranges, my body will no longer properly process oranges and I can't eat them anymore. And I despise Sunny D because that is not oranges.
No, it's not. It's acid and sugar.
Ugh.
It's pretty much battery acid.
Yeah. Ugh.
Oh, pardon me. Oh, man, the reminiscence of McDonald's. Remember when I had pizza?
McDonald's
No.
pizza.
Do you remember McDonald's pizza?
Yeah, I worked at a store that still has those pizza ovens, or at least had them up until maybe 2 years ago.
Yeah. I thought I was having like one of those weird like dreams where you imagine something that never existed when I was like, I thought we could have pizza when I had a Happy Meal once. It's like, no, McDonald's never had pizza. McDonald's did have pizza, you liars.
I mean, they used to have subs too.
Oh man, they used to have a McRib. Too bad that's never coming back to Canada.
It's come back every now and again.
It hasn't been back for like 15 years, man.
I feel like that is a lie. I feel like it's been back more recently than 15 years.
It's been a very long time. I remember because you know that channel where you posted the fancy fast food?
Vaguely.
They do like a Wagyu McRib, and it talks. It made me think about Canadian McRib and when was the last time it was back. Turns out the McRib is back in most states, but they refuse to bring it back to Canada, and it's been a very long time. It was like 20. It's obviously not been 15 years, but it's been at least like 10. I think it was like 2012 or something was the last time the McRib was in Canada.
So I have a small counter to that. I can buy McRibs from the Safeway across the street. I
They're,
just
they're
have to
still.
keep them up
It's not the
myself.
same. It's not the
It is
same.
McDonald's branded McRib.
Lies.
I had one a little while ago, and it's awful.
Hey, you're bringing one to my house the next time you come over, so that I can see that you're not lying.
I'll have to go buy one.
Yeah. No,
I guess you're buying one tomorrow.
I'm
not buying
expecting
one tomorrow.
this.
My payday is
I ex-
Friday, and I already have an expensive thing coming tomorrow. I ain't buying that tomorrow.
I'm expecting to have this proven to me.
Okay.
I want this McRib.
Could just give him a picture, I guess.
That's
Yeah,
not good
just-
enough. He can Photoshop it. I
I'll just
know
send
he
him a
can model
photo.
things.
I'll send him a photo. Of course, I can model things. I have such a beautiful figure. But with that, we're coming up on an hour.
Yeah, thanks. I don't want a McRib anymore because now I can picture you modeling something.
You're just Will
Oh,
is the
now I'm picturing
McRib.
him dressed as a McRib for some reason.
What is wrong with your brain?
I don't
Okay.
know.
So this actually relates to a story from college, which you're all gonna hate me for. So prepare
Okay, I already don't like where this story's going.
Find your bleach. So I remember one time I was in college. I had this group of friends. They were great. I miss them greatly. I came downstairs to the cafeteria looking for a couple of my friends because I had been off working, but I finally was taking a minute, gonna stretch my legs and chat and whatnot. And we had a bunch of vending machines, and I find the two of them hiding between a couple vending machines, giggling.
Oh, this could not possibly be a bad thing.
So it's a little weird, but they're stranger people. I was like, okay. I chat with them like, you guys want to just go sit up on the couches, be normal? So we're chatting, whatever. And they keep giggling about it. I'm like, what the fuck were you giggling about? Why were you between two fucking vending machines giggling? So they're like, okay. So you're gonna think we're weird, Will. Already do. Don't worry about that. So we were talking, and all of a sudden the idea came up of you with those little nipple tassels, but you having those and just jiggling around with them, and we could not stop laughing.
Dude, why have you done this? I think in pictures.
Oh boy, that's just you know what?
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
It was that moment. I'm there with like a bunch of other friends
yep.
as well, and we're all just
Yeah,
like,
no, he's got the
what?
right idea. Yep. Nope.
what the fuck? Why are you hiding between fucking vending machines? Picturing this. I don't know. We just thought it was funny.
He didn't even stop. He didn't stop for a second when we were gone.
No,
Unless
because Nate
it
has
was safe to
edit
come
this later.
back.
Never safe when he's
I
around.
don't want to think about Will with nipple tassels.
Well, now it's gonna haunt
apparently
your
it-
dreams forever, and I'm probably
apparently it
gonna
was
see it
Will
in my
with nothing but nipple tassels.
Nothing but oh
fuck off. That's the end of the episode. We're done.